Today is not about sermon. Today is actually one of the 2 times that we're going to talk about mission. And first of all, I want to ask everyone who went on summer mission trip to stand up because we want to welcome you back, including the SOP Asia Tour. 好不好？我们请所有今年暑假有去短宣的人可以在你的位置上站起来。现在也很不要浪费我们的时间。I want to thank you. I want to welcome you back. Thank you for your serving. 可以坐下。And our church we emphasize our mission. So 2 times a year, in spring quarter, we will have a mission conference. 一个宣教年会 We'll invite guest speakers. Toward the end of the year, usually around this time, we will invite those who went on mission trip to come and to share. Now, of course, we cannot have everyone coming and sharing, so we will have each mission to have one representative to come and share about their experience. So today is Mission Testimony Sharing Sunday. So again, this is a special Sunday, and we'll have more. Unfortunately, we'll have more Mandarin Chinese than usual because some of the people who are sharing, they're more comfortable using Mandarin to share. But before that, we still want to have a quick passage that we want to share, and this is from Matthew chapter 25, verse 31. Now today I want to get away from all the 解经 or exegesis or explanation of the Bible because it's actually not about talking about it, but it's about doing it. Because if we just continue to talk about it and we don't do it, then we'll be like this figure that we will all have these big heads, but very small body, very small feet, and very small hands. In church, a lot of times that's how Christians become. That we have huge heads. We have big understanding of the Bible. A lot of you have more understanding of the Bible than I do. But when we come to doing it, a lot of times we're very hesitant in doing it. So today we're just talking about doing it. The passage that we want to read comes from Matthew chapter 25, verse 31 to 40. I'm going to quickly read the Chinese version, and you can read whatever version you have at hand. The projected one is 和合本 and NASB. Verse 31, 当人子在他荣耀里同着众天使降临的时候，要坐在他荣耀的宝座上，万民都要聚集在他面前，他要把他们分别出来，好像牧羊的分别绵羊、山羊一般，把绵羊安置在右边，山羊在左边。于是王要向那右边的说：“你们这蒙我父赐福的，可以承受那创世以来为你们所预备的国。因为我饿了，你们给我吃；渴了，你们给我喝；我做客旅，你们留我住；我赤身肉体，你们给我穿；我病了，你们看顾我；我在监里，你们来看我。”一人就回答说：“主啊，我们什么时候见你饿了，给你吃；渴了，给你喝？什么时候见你做客旅，留你住，或者赤身肉体给你穿？又什么时候见你病了，或在监里来看你呢？”王要回答说：“我实在告诉你们，这些事你们既坐在我这弟兄中一个最小的身上，就是坐在我的身上。” Quickly, I just want to challenge you, just one thing, very quickly. How many of you have done at least one thing that's mentioned here? 有人饿了，你给他吃。Someone is thirsty, that you gave him water. Someone needs a place to stay, you provide, you open your house. Someone is sick, that you visit him or her. I just want just a quick challenge. How many of you have done that in this past year? And is there anything that we can do better? Because I believe the Bible is about teaching us for us to do it. Not for us to read it, not for us to understand it, not for us to discuss it, but for us to do it. So I don't know how many of you have done it, but I hope all of you have done it. If you have not, then you still have about 4 months left this year. And provide someone, care for someone. Because that's what the Bible is about. It's teaching us for something for us to do. Now I'll quickly share a story. This is kind of I guess 失败 and also 成功的例子 for myself. For this past year, this has not been the best year for me. This past year has been difficult, and I realized that because I get frustrated and because I get tired, I started to not wanting to help people that much. But because of my job, it's kind of like I kind of need to continue to help people. I don't have a choice, feels like. So, but deep inside of me, I know I'm growing weary. I know that I feel that I don't have the passion to help people. I don't have the passion when people come to me for help. I feel like I don't have the passion. I feel like I'm doing it because it's my job. And I'll be very, very honest with you, and this has been for the past half a year. And so I have my struggles. And something I realized, when I lose the passion to help people genuinely, I lose the passion in doing a lot of things in life. I don't know if it's true for you, but for me, when I don't have the passion to genuinely help people, I also lose the passion in doing a lot of other things in life. Now, until this, I think a lot of you saw my Facebook that I just went to Europe for vacation. This vacation recharged me in a lot of ways. One of the way is 在我们的 vacation 的时候 we joined a tour from Taiwan, and then after the tour, Sharon and I, we stayed in Paris for about 3 extra days to tour on our own. But and when we were part of this tour, all the people are from Taiwan. They flew from Taiwan to Rome, and we flew from Jiangwen to Rome, and we met at Rome. In this tour, there's a family. 他们是姓薛, they come from Taichung, Taiwan. The dad, which is looking at right here, he was a airplane, small airplane, the coach. One time he had an accident and the lower body got paralyzed. So he had to be in a wheelchair. If you have been to Europe, Europe is not a good place for people with disabled. It's not a good place for people with wheelchair. You'd be surprised because they're all talking about human rights. But when you go to Europe, all the cities, first of all, even the roads, it's not evenly paved. All the roads are like rock, stone roads. And a lot of places, they don't even have ramps. And the thing is, we go on buses, we go take boats, we go to a lot of places that have no ramps. So what happened is this person with a wheelchair, and then I guess God just said, well, Benjamin, you need to continue to help this person. So I actually, I like to make friends. So when we joined the tour, I made friends with a lot of the young people on the tour. And whenever we need help, I just gather these young people and say, hey, let's go help, let's carry the wheelchair. We carry the wheelchair to a lot of places because we need to take subways, we need to take trains, and these subways need to go down, we need to go up, and so it's going to be 4 or 5 of us take the wheelchair. And when we go on boats, the wheelchair cannot go on boats, so I actually carry this person to go on boats. Now, I didn't do this because I want to get recognized, but the funny thing is, a lot of people in this tour, about 11 days, I never preached the gospel to people because I don't want to invade their privacy because it's kind of weird unless they ask, right? So I don't say, hey, do you want to hear the gospel? But the funny thing is, during this 11 days, a lot of people come and ask, they know I'm a pastor, they come and ask me questions about Christianity. And 4 people in this tour asked me, say, you know what? Hey, you brought a positive energy to this group. And you can ask Sharon. Many people actually came to us, said that we brought positive energy to this group. None of them are Christian, none of them goes to church, but almost everyone talked to us. We had the opportunity to talk about Christianity, to talk about church, to talk about the God that we believe, to talk about positive energy. And one of the retired teachers, I actually used to work with Tzu Ji, and he actually said to me, she said, I see a positive influence in you just by being in this tour. This tour makes me happy because I see positive energy in this tour, and you brought that positive energy to this tour. And there's another older brother, he's about 50 years old, and he said to me, I see that you actually actively organize these young people to help out. And that itself brought the good side of human being out. And just by being in this tour, I feel the good side of human being exists in this tour. And you know, in that 11 days, we never really talk about the gospel. But many of the people in the tour, they felt that there's something special about this religion. They want to know more about it. They want to talk about Christianity. And that's just something I want to share with you. I'm not here to brag about myself because I have my own weakness. But when we be a positive energy to people around us, then sometimes you don't even have to talk about the gospel. People will want to know more about the gospel. People will want to know more about Christianity. So are we in that position that we constantly help people around us, show positive energy, and draw people near? Next, we will play a very short video, and this is about India. Okay? And I will think of that shape of the thing. It does look like India. I don't know, just saying. Anyway, okay. I believe you.
We greet you all in Jesus' wonderful name. My name is Suresh Kumar. I am standing in Harvest India campus. Harvest India is carrying the Christ compassion to the unreached places in India. So our heart is to take the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ and share His love. Harvest India have been taking care of the orphan children, HIV and AIDS people, elderly people, widows, and the people who are suffering with leprosy, and the people, those who didn't have any hope and future in the society of India. We are also taking care of many children, those who are less fortunate to go to the schools. And we've been helping them because education is very important to the children so that they can rise up and stand and they will live their life with dignity and hope. The Bible is telling us harvest is plentiful, but workers are few. So Harvest India has the burden to send the workers. So we are sending the workers from our Bible colleges so that they can plant the churches. Because friends, there are so many opportunities here in India. All we have to do, we have to stand and we have to pray. Without your help, without your prayers, without you, I can do nothing here. Once again, thank you very much. The great opportunity that you have created to Harvest India, which enable to bless many people and touch many lives. We love you. We bless you. Thank you very much.
Okay. These are not the correct dates. But why I want to play this video is because we have a team going to India at the end of the year, this December, and we are just forming the team right now. So there's still opportunity for you to register. And the information is in our bulletin, so if you go to our bulletin, under mission, the second one, and that's our India mission opportunity. And so if you are interested, please call me, email me. And we already have about 3 people who are confirmed. And so we will go for sure. And I will go to India. And don't worry, it's a relatively safe place, even though it's not the best living condition. But it's a safe place. And we will have local people accompany us all the time. And the ministry that we will do this time, this is more of a vision trip. So we'll get to visit different ministry. We'll get to visit the orphanage, the elderly people, the red light district, the woman ministry, the AIDS clinic. And also we'll go to villages door by door to share the gospel. We'll also have gospel crusade at certain villages. So we get to touch different ministry. You get to see and actually visit different people, different villages. And so I encourage you, pray about it. Let me know. The deadline is the end of September. So I encourage you to pray hard about it. See if God puts India into your heart. And why we go into India? Well, a couple of reasons. First of all, most people speak English there. So a lot of times you don't need a translator. Second of all, it is a place that needs a lot of physical provision and spiritual provision, yet it's a place that's open for religion. It's open for missionary. There's no restriction there. So I urge you to pray about it, and if you have a heart, let me know. Next, we'll have Peter to share about local community service opportunities.
All right. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Peter, and I'm very honored to be here sharing about my experiences. So again, I'm Peter, and I'm from Agape Fellowship, and also I go to 1.5. I'm 35 years old, not single, not available, 2 kids. Alright, so anyway, as Pastor Greta said, I'm here to talk about my experiences in local missions. So for some people, maybe mission sounds like a big word, especially just locally. But then actually, in my opinion, it is the right word. Mission is the right word, even for local trips. So in fact, today, I'm going to be talking about how I failed to complete a mission. And hopefully that can help you and maybe help your friends who later on go on these local mission trips so that you can complete yours, should you choose to accept it. Okay. All right, the story actually started from about 10 years ago when I went to LA with our fellowship members to help out in this homeless shelter. And you know, like we did the whole thing, we led worship, we had like a short message, and then we prayed for people, we served food, and we did all the good stuff, you know, like just as we planned to do. And as I was feeling great about the success of that mission trip, I overheard a conversation between one of the members and this black lady. So this black lady was like, you don't care about us. You ain't coming back. So I was like, what do you mean I'm not coming back? They're like, what do you mean you don't care about us? I was like, we're here, right? Drove all the way from beautiful Bubble Irvine to LA and to do all these things to help you guys, to serve you. Well, what do you mean you don't care? What do you mean I don't care about you? So I was a little confused. Not until many years later that I actually realized that she was right. Because I never went back. I never went back there. So this time around, when we talked about going to Santa Ana to help out the homeless guys over there, and I was like, okay, all right, I'm gonna turn over a new leaf. I'm gonna do things right this time around. Okay, I'm gonna commit. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna do it. So, guess what I met? I met Jesus. Actually, Jesus. So I met Jesus, and he was no holy man. He's an illegal immigrant, and he barely spoke English, and he actually has some history of sex offense and alcohol abuse and all that stuff. So I didn't really understand most of the conversation, but I told myself before I went that, you know what? I'm going to build relationships. I'm going to try to talk to these guys. I'm going to actually listen. I'm actually going to respond. I'm not just going to go like, oh, that's sad. Okay. I knew I wasn't going to do that. So I actually put my heart into that conversation. It was a relatively long conversation. It was hot too. But then you know what? At the end of the conversation, when we're about to leave, he said, Pedro. He said, I can't do the accent, sorry. Okay. So he said, Peter, you know what? I really appreciate your time. I'll never forget about our conversation. So I was like, okay. So I was like, for somebody to say that to you, that really felt good. So 3 weeks later, I went back, and then I talked to Jesus again. I talked to some of the other folks again. And then 2 weeks later, little Aria, my daughter, was born, and guess what? I haven't gone back. So, I think about Jesus a lot, actually. I think about whether he actually got around to fixing his bike. He has a bike problem. Or maybe even Sonny. I wonder how his foot is doing after that surgery. Or maybe even Caesar. I don't know whether he got more hours from his part-time job, because he was really hoping to hopefully just rent a room somewhere around Santa Ana so that he would have a place to stay. But guess what? I don't know, because I haven't gone back. So, you know what? I wonder how they think about me. You know, whether they are thinking about me also. I certainly hope they don't look at me as that black lady looked at us 10 years ago. That we're just here to do our thing and then never go back. And again, she's right. If I cared enough, I would have probably gone back already. But it's been almost 4 months. I haven't gone back. So, brothers and sisters, I think it's a relationship that we're trying to build, even in local missions, especially maybe even local missions. That is not a first date and you never call back. You know, I meet you once, have a great time, never call back. It's not that, it's a relationship. And more than that, it's a mission. There's a goal. And I certainly hope that when some of you guys get a chance to do that in the future, you can remember what I said today and how I failed to complete my mission. And hopefully when you do it, you can do it better than me. Still, I'd like to pick up where I left off. So next time, if you go to Santa Ana, hit me up, I'll be there. Okay, hopefully I'll see you there too. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. We still have local mission opportunity at the end of the year, so you still have opportunity to participate this year. Lastly, we'll have Isabella, who will come and share about Taiwan mission.
Hello everyone, I'm Isabella and I'm from the English congregation, and this summer I'm going to share about my Taiwan mission trip. And going over there, we went to Hualien for 1 week, and the second week we went to Kaohsiung. And the first week, getting there, it's a really beautiful place, but for me this is a very stressful moment, a little bit. I feel like our team leader, Kitty, she had a lot of expectations of me. Because she said, like, I had gone in the past, so she was like, Isabella, you can do more this trip. I was like, okay, you know, in the beginning I was like, all right, I can do this. But then, like, towards the end of that week, she was constantly like, oh, can you, like, help be part of the worship team? We're leading 7 Chinese songs. And I was like, 7 Chinese songs? So then I had to, like, learn every single Chinese song and had to write down all the English, like, translations so I know what it means. And then she was like, oh, I also want you to, like, share testimony. Would that be okay? I'd be like, okay. And then she was like, oh, by the way, I also want you to, like, read a chapter of this book really fast, just in 1 hour, and then give, like, a brief summary of it for our team. I was just like, okay, Kitty, when I said, like, I could do it more, it's like, it's a little too much. And I felt like during this trip, even though, you know, I had gone in the past, I feel like even though I was super stressed out, like, I had a team that was just really, really bonded together and just really, really encouraging. And for me, as a person, like, to do things, I need, like, someone behind me just constantly going, like, Isabella, you can do it. And thankfully, I did have people like that. Like, the person I taught with, Tyra, she's a really energetic person, and then whenever we taught lessons, like, I'd be like, Tara, is this okay? And she'd be like, huh, can you, like, say that again in Chinese? And I was just like, oh my goodness. But then throughout everything, even though she was kind of frazzled, she was like, yes, we can do it, Isabella, we can do it. And then I would look at her and she'd be like, yeah, Isabella. And then it was really nice to have her on our team. And then I remember, like, one night I was just really, really tired. Like, we had taught the kids all day, and then we had, like, gone out to do, like, visitation and all this stuff, and then I was just super exhausted. After I took a shower, I just, like, lay in bed, like, ugh. And then I had, like, a lot of thoughts, and I was thinking a lot, and then everyone, it was, like, lights out, and then Tara, she's sleeping in the bunk next to me, and then she just kind of, like, pulled the blanket over my feet and then, like, patted me, and then she went to sleep. And then I just felt so, like, in that moment, because at that moment I was so stressed out, I was so tired, and at the moment I felt like, somebody loves me. The next morning I went up to her, I told her, Tyra, yesterday what you did for me, when you covered the blanket over me, it was just super encouraging for me. And she was like, oh, I do that to everybody. But anyway, it was really good. And then teaching the kids, like, for kids I taught 3rd and 4th graders, and most of the kids in my class were boys. And I feel like in a class where the majority of people are boys, they have, like, this atmosphere, like, oh, like, we own the class kind of atmosphere. And then all the boys in my class were, like, really tough guys. Like, they would, like, swam cool. And then every time they asked questions, they asked them, like, with a lot of attitude, like, 老师，我有一个问题. I was like, okay, I have And then every time we taught them, they'd like make these little side comments and like talk amongst each other and then laugh. And then when we asked them what they're laughing about, they'd be like, you know, it's none of your business. And then they were this class. But I remember one time I was about to share my testimony, and I was just really, really nervous because I felt like they were so like boisterous and messy that, you know, my testimony, they wouldn't really be able to relate to it since I'm not even from like Taiwan. But then, like, telling my testimony, it was amazing because all the kids just kind of quieted down and just looked at me. And then I even thought some of them were like dazing out because they didn't make any comments at all. And towards the end, I was like, do you have any questions or comments? And none of them said anything. And I was just like, oh man, I don't know, you know, if any of them paid attention. But then the next day, one of the kids, their mom came to find me. And they're like, oh, you're my son Luke's, you're his teacher, right? And I was like, oh, yeah. And she was like, oh, he told me about your testimony yesterday. I was like, he did? He was like, yeah, like he remembered all the details. And I was like, what did he tell you? And then she was like, oh, like, this is where you're from, this is what you went through. And then she told me, like, my testimony, like, exactly, almost word for word. And then I was just like, wow. And then I was like, he really paid attention. And I was just really surprised by that. And then for my kids, like, towards the end, like, it got really tiring, and second week came along, and those kids were even worse, man. I mean, those kids, they were extremely smart, too. And we had this activity where we asked the kids, where we were like, all right, for this activity, who wants to go first? And then when you ask this, all the kids are always like, me. And there's this one kid who didn't go first. And then later on, he raised his hand, he was like, 老师，我想最后，我想去最后. And then I was like, why? And he was like, because in the Bible, it says, last will be first. So, I am first. And I was like, okay, all right. But yeah, these kids are just they're really a blessing to have these kids. And also, like, our whole team had really positive vibes. Like, it's really good to just have, like, a community of people, a fellowship of people who just, like, love on you and care for you and pray about you. And Hai Li Jie was in my group. She's sitting right there. And then every morning, when we wake up, I would ask her, like, how do I look today? And then every morning, she'd be like, you look beautiful, Isabella. And then it was lovely to be, like, in a group of just really positive people. And there's one verse I would like to share with you. It's 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 11. Therefore, encourage one another and build each other up, just in fact as you are doing. And I feel like coming here, we had two more like elderly people. We call it Sam Ge and Matthew Jie, and they're from Mandarin. And then Kitty behind the scenes, she would always tell me like whenever they leave the room, she'd be like, they're older, so you have to respect them. Like, let them eat first. Like, everything, let them do it first. And we'd be like, okay. And when they come into the room, we'd always let them eat first and do all that stuff. But then, in fact, Sandra, he was like the most caring one, like the one with the most servant's heart. Because going to missions, there's a lot of behind the scenes things. Like, there's testimonies and there's like teaching the kids. But behind the scenes, there's like cleaning up the trash and whatnot. And Sandra would always like even though it wasn't his day to clean the trash, he would just go and do it and clean our room for us. When we get back and teach the kids, it's like, all done. So I was just very encouraged by him. Like, he was just, had a really a servant, I think he demonstrated a servant's heart for me. And the kids, you know, at the end of the 2 weeks, you know, you just learn to love on these kids. And then my kids were like the most guai. And then, in fact, like, Kitty would always in team meetings, she'd always tell me how bad my kids were. She'd be like, your kids are liars, your kids are cheats, and then I got so mad, actually, because I felt like she was like attacking my kids. I was like, these are my babies, how can you say this about them? But yeah, it's just a real honor to go. And the food is always good in Taiwan, so that's a definite bonus. So I would encourage anyone who wants to go to Taiwan. Every summer they have it for 2 weeks, so it's a really good opportunity. Thank you, everyone.
Right, this officially concludes our service because this is a special testimony sharing Sunday, and I know a lot of you have to go, so let us pray. Father, I pray that every one of us, whether we're Christian or not, that we have a giving heart, that we have a heart that cares for people around us, that we have a heart that we look at people around us and we see how we can help them, how we can give more, and how we can be a blessing to people around us. And I pray that each one of us, we will have that heart, that desire to be a blessing to people around us. Whether it's joining mission, whether it's be a giver in life. Jesus, and we pray. Amen.